They're red hot right now, and a win against sister club Melbourne Knights proved that they are in good stead under Crooney Resolve. While in a shock loss against the Thunder last weekend sees Nick Tolios man on the back foot and in 7th position. Good evening and welcome to the NPL Victoria Facebook or YouTube channels this evening for this clash between the St Albans Saints seen in 2nd position to the 7th place Bentleigh Greens. We are at Kingston Heath here. My name is Michael Thompson, and joining me for this clash is one of the best brains in the business, extraordinaire of football and lover of good food. I speak of Clementine Tito. Clemo, good evening to you.
Good evening, Tomo. Great to be here out in Bentleigh. Very pumped for this game tonight. And, as we were talking about before, I'm the spud who didn't bring a jacket, and I'm quite happy to be wearing a St Albans jacket tonight. No bias though. I'm completely partial, but courtesy of your mate, I'm nice and warm tonight.
Huge thank you to Jason Sherry, team manager of the St Albans Saints, for that. As we look through the starting 11 for both sides, we're going to start with the Bentleigh Greens. You got Yavi Lopez in goals. You got Matt Crooks, Jacob Alexander, Jack Webster, Josh Wallen, Kieran Dover, George Lamberitis, Brett McGrath, Marko Jankovic, Damien Iaconis, and Finn Beakhurst. Starting 11 for the Bentleigh Greens. On the bench for the Bentleigh Greens are Jason Idias, Matt Thurtell, Corey Sewell, Dan Smith, and Ioannis Georgopoulos. Meanwhile, for the St Albans Saints, starting in goals is Christopher Kenyon, Jordan Wilkes, Adam Hodor, Dom Fowler, Matthew Kundari starting as the captain. As we know, he's the vice-captain of the St Albans Saints. Anthony Poliak, Ollie Bassett, Joey Monek, David Sims, Josip Konjet, and Anthony Desic. While on the bench, you got Nicholas Milanovic, Stefan Barisevic, Marko Baganic, Mate Barisic, and Josko Karanovic. Clem, quick prediction from you here.
Yeah, as we thought earlier in the season, you and I, Tomo, we called the first game of the season, and that was quite a comprehensive victory over the Eastern Lions the Bentleigh Greens had. But recently, obviously, a little bit of a slump, but still early days. I'm still backing them to get the job done. I'll go 2-0 win here to Bentleigh.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think St Albans are in red-hot form, and I do like the away jerseys too. It reminds me so much of the Brisbane Roar, the St Albans Saints wearing the orange jerseys out there.
Yeah, I was out watching the Dandy City game against St Albans a few weeks ago, and yeah, that was the first thing that crossed my mind. It was a nice sort of colour combination, and absolutely loving it from St Albans.
Early start for the Greens in this one. Alexander going to try and go into the 18-yard box, failed to do so. Good header there from Hodor. A quick kick out, which is going to see the first throw-in of the game courtesy of the Saints. As we walked in tonight, Clem, as well, we can both say that the pitch is in immaculate condition.
Yeah, as we walked in, I was quite happy to see it in a very professional condition. I mean, sometimes at A-League level you don't get pitches this good, and it's looking absolutely pristine at the moment, which makes the ball running a bit faster on the pitch and probably just a better game overall.
Let's see Webster, veteran of the Bentleigh Greens for so long now, for Jack Webster, leading from the back as per usual. The Greens are going to go for a quick run. They do so. Quick 1-2 between Lamberitis and it looked like it was Matt Crooks there. Mopping up with Josh Wallen. Back over to Crooks. And Bentleigh just playing a little bit of conservative football to kick things off here. 2.5 minutes gone if you've just joined us. It's still 0-0 between Bentleigh and St Albans. 1 of 6 matches on tonight, so it's a lot of games to get through, and we'll get through as many as possible. I thought Beakhurst went down. Referee disagreed, but Bentleigh won the throw-in, which will be taken by Matt Crooks from the furthest part of the broadcast side. And Crooks just surveying what he can at the moment. Finds Beakhurst. Beakhurst into a little bit of space. Couldn't get through it. It looked like it was Dominic Fowler back up there. And Bentleigh, they're going to reset. Long chip in here for Lamberitis. For Bentleigh, they're inside the box. And it was blocked off beautifully. And I believe it was last touch was off a St Albans player. It'll be a corner kick for Jacob Alexander to take for the Bentleigh Greens. The first corner, first opportunity now for the Greens in this one.
Quite a composed start from Bentleigh and quite expected as well. Just not rushing it, happy to sort of keep possession, keep the ball, pass it around, and won themselves a corner. So positive signs early, Tomo.
Alexander, good hits. Not a bad header as well. They're going to try and keep it in. They can. Unfortunately, the flag goes up, and the last player on the line there for the Bentleigh Greens was offside, unfortunately. And that was Damien Iaconis, one of many players coming over from Kingston City. Nick Tolios, former Kingston City coach himself.
Yeah, called plenty of Kingston City games last year. Obviously, Tomo, and sometimes they couldn't get the job done, but it's good to see Tolios, trying his reins here, and it's a pretty big task ahead of him, obviously, with Bentleigh having such a successful 2019.
And St Albans with a quick rush. And probably the one player I'm looking forward to watching in person tonight is Oliver Bassett, who's been a live wire for St Albans so far this season. Was one of the contributors in the 2-0 victory last week. OC Kundari trying to get through a sea of green. He does beautifully. He's going to try and cross that one in, and it's gone over the crossbar for a goal kick. But the telltale signs were there early for Kundari, who's got the captain's armband on this evening.
Yeah, skipper leading from the front there and almost getting the job done, but ball sailing way over the bar and troubling the Spaniard keeper. Not really troubling the Spaniard keeper in goal.
He's your favourite, Javi Lopez, that's for sure.
He's been good. Had been good so far, Javier.
Let's see, throw in courtesy the Bentleigh Greens. Good night for football, that's for sure.
Very beautiful night here. Just a bit chilly, so it makes it better for the players, makes it better for the spectators as well. And it's not too cold, but not too warm either.
Bentleigh clearing through Alexander. Finds the breadbasket of Kieran Dover, and they seem their way here through space for the short time. As Lamberidis lost possession of the ball. And the counter-attack now from St Albans. Kundari to Bassett. He can be silky and smooth when he can be with his feet. It's Adam Hodor. Find off with one of the last Bentleigh Greens defenders. And again, St Albans, putting an extra man back down there, are going again for another attack. St Albans backtracking now through Fala. And to find Chris Kenyon. And the one thing St Albans did really well is they've re-signed a lot of their players who were in that Premier team that got promoted, which was great, except for the likes of Anthony Polyak, who came over from Dandy City to bring in a little bit more experience. But it's good to see that, the likes of Wilkes, Hodor, Fala, Bassett, Monek, Sims, Conyard, and Desic have all committed for another season. We'll get back to that very, very shortly. Kieran Dover for the Greens. Quick cross in. Finds nothing but a Saints header. And they can reset again, the Greens, through Wallen to Alexander. To Yankovic over to Webster. And it's great how the Saints are playing this kind of brand of football. Ollie Bassett would love to have his time again if he could. And here's a chance now for Bentleigh to go deep into the box. Can't do so. Beautiful stop again from the Saints, and if they can get themselves away here, they'll be able to get out of dodge. Fowler tried to. And the safe option was to head back to Kenyon, which he does beautifully. But it's going to go back to the Bentleigh Greens, courtesy of Jacob Alexander.
Yeah, and you can see St Albans here, not preparing to yield early on, not going to be intimidated by a powerhouse Bentleigh side. And as we were talking about before, you give Dinamo a real chance of getting the job done tonight, and they're showing here early signs that they're not going to be pushed over.
Did see that their new pitch is ready to go. The new grandstand looks absolutely beautiful from what I saw on Facebook during the week. So I think they're probably looking forward to playing a lot of their games on that side of the pitch at Churchill Reserve this season. They've spent some good money. They've got a great backing, St Albans does, and they've done well this far. 4 rounds in, and they're in the top 2. And they've knocked off the 2 Croatian sides, Twin City and Melbourne Knights, over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been massive. Was at the as I touched on before, was at the Danny City game, and yeah, probably wasn't the best game as a neutral, but they got the job done there, and a lot of positive signs. So, you know, I'm backing them to have a really good season. It's all about consistency, and that will be the big test for them this season if they can just keep it up, keep it going.
It's with your Saints. Asu Hordor. He's going to quickly cross-field this over to Kundari right in front of us. Kundari finding David Sims. And again, Bassett's. It's close to going out there. They kept it in beautifully. Sims over to Wilkes. Former Burgess boy himself, Jordan Wilkes. Second season at St Albans. Really fit into this Dynamo squad really well, hasn't he, Jordan Wilkes, crossing over from Heidelberg to St Albans?
Yeah, it's obviously he's come from a club that's obviously had a better year last year, but it would be a bit of a step down in quality, but also just a chance for him to show really how good he is, and I'm pretty excited to see him come from Heidelberg, how established they've been in the last few years, and he's been really good for them.
Crooks for Bentleigh. We'll get the ball back, and Jankovic in a bit of space. He's got a bit of time on his hands. So beautifully. Tried to find McGrath, failed to do so. Iaconis. Julian with Dom Fowler for the ball. Dom Fowler winning the battle there. So we tick over into the 11th minute here. It's still 0-0 here at Kingston Heath. You would say, Clem, it's more of like a Super Friday tonight, 6 games, including this one.
Yeah, a few big matches on tonight, and we'd love to see sort of the numbers and how big support's getting for NPL. It's huge at the moment. So much competition for us as broadcasters to see, which eyeballs we get. But it's looking very good at the moment, and it's. After a hard week of work, it's been a pretty crazy week, obviously, in Melbourne, and what better way than to just watch a bit of football.
Offside called will be St Albans ball, courtesy of Chris Kinnon. Australian background with French heritage. He's one of many St Albans players that have re-signed in the off-season. Also should give a shout out as well to Alex Chavo as well for he went through surgery. He had surgery yesterday, and unfortunately he's out for the season for the Bentleigh Greens, but we wish him a speedy recovery. Good news though is that he's re-signed with the Greens for 2021. Just unfortunately for poor Alex, he will not be taking further part in the Bentleigh Greens 2020 campaign, which is a shame. See Sims. St Albans trying to head back and trying to go forward. It was Alexander versus Kundari for the ball there. Duel won by Alexander, and Bentleigh get possession back. It's a shame to hear about Alex Chavo as well during the week.
And just on a different note, I'd like to see a little bit more of a intensity, go at each other's throats early on here. It's been a bit of a cagey opening, in my opinion.
Bit of a standstill?
Yeah, a little bit of a standstill, but in Bentleigh fashion, they're just, as I said before, content to just wait for that opportunity to come, which is good to see from a manager's perspective.
I think the one thing we could take away from Bentleigh as well, and we saw this against the Eastern Lions too, was a very slow start from the Greens, but when they scored when they scored their first goal, they really got going.
Yeah, it was obviously bang, bang, bang after that, and the likes of Brent McGrath could have had about 6 goals at the time, and as we got a free kick here.
See a Greens player go down. It's always that old saying of the ticker that starts the explosion, and that's what Bentleigh Greens needs.
Yeah, and it could be a real opportunity here. The likes of Dover's in there and a few big defenders up there as well. So real opportunity here for the Bentleigh Greens to get a chance, as even the skipper in Webster's up there. And he could really hurt you if he gets on the end of it.
Quick in from Bentleigh. Good chance there. And first real opportunity there from Kieran Dover on the right. That was Chris Kenyon, who was very good at the end.
And the free kick elected to lob it in the end and landed to Dover as the ball sort of just spun to him. But again, it was really good awareness by the Frenchman keeper, as we'll call him. Very good to just save that comfortably and hold it.
Kenyon with a great save. And St Albans get out of dodge for the time being. Try to go for the short chip over to Ollie Bassett. Couldn't find him in the end. See Beakhurst had a bit of a hard time there. That was Hodor. Passed over to Kundari, and they're away now. Polyak. They're electing to go back and go forward again. Bassett, again could not keep his feet in for the last time, for that last touch. And again, Bentleigh just decides to just lob it out of the danger zone for the time being and just reset, and that's what St Albans are going to do.
And very, very calm there from Wilkes. Just tap it back to his keeper, who's under pressure there as well from the striker, but very, very composed to just nicely, it was in mid-air as well, to just pass it back, and a bit underrated, that one.
Jordan Wilkes was an integral part of Crooney Razov's men being promoted into the NPL Victoria competition after being in NPL 2 West after their disappointing, I think it was 2017 campaign from memory.
Yeah, that's right, and it's good to see them here at top flight of NPL and really challenging at the moment. And I really hope they can get something out of this game against Bentleigh. But as we can see, Bentleigh, they're very, very ready here.
Ball with Yankovic to Alexander. Just trying to find a bit of space, and Kieran Dover couldn't do so. It's beautifully blocked by Kundari, the captain. And again, it's back gone over to the Frenchman of St Albans. Chris Kenyon. So we tick over to 17 minutes, still 0-0 in this one. It's still early going in the season, match week 4 we're in right now. But how important is it for St Albans to get the 3 points away from home in Kingston Heath? It would really give the team a lot. Their morale boost would be through the roof, and they would really say, they're a massive contender for making the finals this early on.
Yeah, as I said before, Tomo is back here at the top level, and they've had a few good results early, and they're looking good at the moment. But as I said before, consistency is key. There's no point starting off a season strong and falling away. And on the flip side, we've got Bentleigh here, who targets on their back. A few good results early, but obviously they fell to the Thunder, and they've had a bit of a gift early. They had their first game away, but it was at home. So on the flip side, so both teams will be wanting to get a really good result today.
I was going to say, as you were putting your expertise to good measure there, Clem, Jordan Wilkes with a cheeky little chip over there into the car park. At that time, it was probably a good decision, nonetheless.
Let's hope the Blue Eye 30's all right.
Thankfully, it's parked well away from any balls, which is good. Chance for Bentleigh. They do so through McGrath. It's a good chance now for the Greens to score an early one. And that came off. I think that did come off Lamberidis in the end. And again, Kinnon, I should say, sorry. The French keeper, again, well aware of where the ball was going, and stops another shot, another opportunity for Bentleigh gone begging.
It did look like, I think it might have been McGrath that got the final shot there in the end, but as you said just then, it was great keeping there. And again, it was another low save similar to the one that Dover had, but that one's probably a little bit harder. So St Albans ready to take the game on here.
There's Lamberidis over to Dover, and they've gone back again, Bentleigh. You can really say they've had 3 good opportunities, Bentleigh, early on in this game. St Albans haven't really had a shot on target. Bentleigh have had 2 shots on target. Could be a third here. Unfortunately for Beakhurst, he just couldn't keep the ball and couldn't control it that good. Lost possession. However, thankfully for Bentleigh, they'll be able to regain possession and go in the attack, which they do so. It's Webster. He's going to get the ball back. It's Jack Webster. It's Yankovic. And he's going to find Alexander. And yet they're in a bit more space than they would love to be, which is good. Dover. Here is Lamberidis. Lamberidis couldn't get through the last defender there and being in Jordan Wilkes. Actually, sorry, Dom Fellow it was in the end. It's probably been a good thing about St Albans this season. It's just the silkiness of their defenders.
Yeah, exactly right, Tomo. And as we were talking about before, Wilkes, very composed as well. Hador and Fowler, keeping that line quite sturdy as well. So, and we can't forget the likes of Conyet. So, it's been relatively sturdy. So, keen to see what else they can produce here. I mean, they've weathered the storm so far, and keen to see what else they can produce.
Be Alexander to bring the throw back in for Bentleigh. So I have to stick over to halfway here in this one. The 21st minute. And St Albans using a bit of aggression behind the ball there. Beautiful stuff from Dom Feller. Ball's going to go back for Bentleigh Greens, but it's just good to see a bit of the aggression from one of the senior defenders. We're sort of picking on Brent McGrath a little bit as Alexander with a long throw in. Could pay dividends for Dover. Alexander again kept the ball in, just bouncing around. As the Greens player's gone down behind play. And this is where the medic's going to come out to examine. Just trying to see from my eyesight here, Clem, of who it might be.
I'm just trying to look at myself. It could be Marko Yankovic, but I could be wrong. Let's just wait for a second here, Tomo. Put me on the spot here. It does look like it is Yankovic, though.
Hopefully he's all right. Bentleigh were really looking for that counter-attack as well, and they were about to go in for, I think, their 3rd shot at goal as well.
Yeah, and so far as we've been talking, there hasn't really been a real shot in anger from, it is Yankovic getting up here. Better eyesight than you, mate.
That's for sure.
Yeah, as I was saying, no real shots in anger from St Albans just yet. That Bentleigh really knocking on the door at the moment, and courtesy of from good saves, but that won't be long until I think we get a Bentleigh shot that's really going to have to test the St Albans gloveman.
As I said, I watched a bit of highlights from last week's game between St Albans and Melbourne Knights, and St Albans again, they were sort of similar to tonight. Very reserved with how they played the ball, and it was more the second half is where they sort of attacked a lot more than what they did. I think Knights had a couple of good opportunities in that first half last week, and while St Albans decided to pick and measure in the second half, so we see Dover going for a bit of a run. He's got 2 defenders to contend with. He's won that battle. He's gone over to Alexander. He's gone with the flick back heel. And it's passed back over to Wallen. And they're going to crossfield this one, Bentleigh, and they've done it so beautifully. It's definitely what they can do in this sequence of play now, Bentleigh. They've been good in the last 5 or so minutes of this one. It's Iaconis. Finds Alexander. Not a bad pass inside the box. Good chance if they can keep it down here. Bentleigh to go. Good chance. Iaconis. And the referee's whistle went before Iaconis could easily shoot that one, which went over the crossbar anyway, so did not face St Albans in the slightest.
I think just the referee might have spotted a foul there, but might have been a high boot. Either way, as you said, ball sailed over the bar, so no harm done on St Albans' part.
Quignon now for the Saints, just taking his time. Going to survey the pitch and see who's the best option. Best option there was Anthony Poliak, former Dandy City player. He was very vital for Dandy City's survival last season, that's for sure. Gone from one Croatian club to another. He's now one of the most experienced heads at St Albans, and they'll definitely need someone like him, as we see Bassett, and a bit too much power on the ball there to the captain and Matthew Kundari, and it'll be a Bentleigh Greens throw-in. So you probably say Bentleigh have had more opportunities inside the 18-yard box, more so than St Albans have at the moment.
Yeah, but we looks like we're about to get one here through Bassett, and he's teeing up his teammate. As we hold that thought, Tomo. Here we go.
Quick one from Bentleigh. Can they get out of dodge? They can for the time being, and it's a throw into Bentleigh as well. Yeah,
Andrew was saying, there's been St Albans struggling a little bit to sort of break down that sturdy Bentleigh Greens defence, as we've got the big boy in Yankovic at the back, obviously, and Webster. They've proved to be superstars over the years, so it will be a tough test. No one said it would be easy before the start, but looks like at the moment they're restricted to taking long shots.
Which they're doing as we tick over into the 26th minute of this one. In one of the other games happening right now, and you're not going to believe the scoreline, Clem, when I tell you very, very shortly. But 49 minutes in, Hume City are 4-0 up against Melbourne Knights.
Whoa, wowzers. Yeah, I would not have picked that, Tomo. I knew it would have been something ridiculous what you told me, but yeah, troubling signs for Knights. And, well, I'm pretty speechless to hear them that they're 4-0 down in the first half.
You would have immediately thought they would have definitely tried to bounce back, especially after we would say a shock 2-0 loss against their sister club in St Albans.
Yeah, exactly right. But football's a funny game, and it's proved so many times. And as we can see, Bentleigh have had the most chances tonight. We could just see maybe St Albans could get a sneaky win here.
Here's Dover. Bentleigh now with a great opportunity. It's Kundari, so the 2-7s. Kundari wins out that battle. Oh, beautiful stuff there from Kundari, and couldn't keep their footing in the end, and that was Dom Fowler. Took Jason Nidius, who's actually just come onto the pitch.
Yeah, of course, and Exidius was very good last week in round one, and he's always been an integral part for Bentleigh.
Over to Yankovic. Here's Dover. And St Albans now on the counter-attack. It's a run and gun kind of game. Yavi Lopez. Going to put hopes to St Albans challenge there to bed. 28 minutes gone. See Alexander with just a long kick to inside the box. Is this smart from St Albans how they're playing the first 28 minutes?
Yeah, very, very smart. They haven't actually really conceded that many sort of dangerous chances, but there has been a few shots on target where they need to sort of address that. But so far they've been quite good, but it's more just the chances they're lacking at the moment.
See a quick stop and play. I think we're going to see potentially substitution here from Bentleigh. Was waiting on the board to go up. And a play goes down, and it's a yellow card. And that looked really dangerous from where we were. Clem, talk us through that one.
It looks like a very, very high boot there. And for classic NPL level, it's no red card. And you think every day of the week it would be, almost a red. As we hope Crooks is all right getting up here. But it was quite a solid knock there. As the referee, the way he was galloping over, you thought it would have been a red, but it wasn't.
So Yankovic coming off, and coming on will be number 19, Corey Sewell, I should say, sorry. Former Melbourne Knights product, Corey Sewell. He's come over from the Knights in the off-season to Bentleigh. And you probably say the nagging injury that Yankovic suffered about 10 minutes ago is plaguing him a little bit. Nick Tolios is not wanting to take too many chances with one of his veteran defenders.
Nah, definitely not. And just talking about the defence they have at the back, obviously a very integral part is Yankovic, but you wouldn't want to be taking too much of a chance if, he was obviously took a while to get up before on the other end of the pitch. So, it's a good decision there by Tolios.
You and I were lucky enough to see Corey Sewell play a couple games last season for the Melbourne Knights, and he looks really good. Great acquisition there for the Bentleigh Greens. Hopefully he can give them a bit of relief down back tonight, that's for sure. So the ball's going to head back into Greens territory. Say Albans with Beakhurst. And again, it was just a sea of orange jumpers, so they're going to stop Beakhurst from going in deep. They can try and reset through Sewell. And again, Bentleigh are just going to try for another attack if they can. Beakhurst won that battle. Can he keep the ball in? He can. Over to Iaconis. Off a couple of St. Albans boots. But it's good enough for a corner.
Yes, Tomo, and Bentleigh, as we were talking about before, they can get goals in quick succession. They can hit you very quickly, and there's a positive sign here for them. Alexander taking that corner. And what can they conjure up here?
Alexander with the corner kick. Sewell in the good spots. And St. Albans, all they can do is just get the ball out of the danger zone they can for the time being. And they came through David Sims. But they'll try again through Josh Wallen. Ken Bentleigh. And again, you could sort of say Bentleigh have been more the attacking team, which we've mentioned over the course of the coverage so far. St. Albans has been very conservative in the first 33 minutes. They'll probably keep their best until at least the second half, that's for sure. If they can keep it 0-0, then they know that they're definitely on for the last 45.
Yeah, what I want to say is I wanted to see them, as I always said, I think striker is the hardest position to play in football, and I think McGrath could be so dangerous if you just feed it to him correctly. He can just punish you in an instant, obviously, with that experience he has in Thailand and Denmark. And one Socceroo cap, he can really hurt you.
Here's Sewell for Bentleigh. Over to Alexander. Bentleigh couldn't find any space, so they're going to try again on the opposite side of us. Dover, Iaconis. And again, you've got McGrath and you've got Lamberitas in the rightful spots over there for Bentleigh. You got Beakhurst as well roaming. So they've got 3 keys that could potentially score their first goal. It's just they've got to find the right boot of someone.
Yeah, 100%. And you got the likes of Dover, obviously, and Beakhurst is, he's a star in himself. So they've got so many options. They just need to find the right man, and they can definitely do that. And they're patient about it as well, which is actually a good sign.
Bentleigh get the throw back in. Through Alexander. Back over to Sewell from Wallen. Again, they're just playing pass to parcel. Webster now. They're going to try here. Bentleigh, can they? They can't at the moment. Good defending. Again, another wall by St. Albans. And Bentleigh going to try and go again. Iaconis thought he was fouled. Referee said no. They could be on here, St. Albans. They were for the short time. They went back, went forward, went back again. They've gone forwards and they've lost possession. But Iaconis, though, you thought he went down. You can hear the screams in where we are.
Yeah, and that was Fowler had that tackle, and that was a pretty meaty challenge. And couldn't believe it was play on. And in typical NPL fashion, game keeps on going as everyone's up in arms.
Play on, as they say in the old saying there, Clemo. Alexander finds Dover to Beakhurst. Good ball awareness there from Dover to Beakhurst, as Beakhurst couldn't control in the end. Again, Quignon for St. Albans will pick the ball up and he'll take his time as St. Albans will reset here.
Yeah, it's, we're getting a little bit more intense as the game goes on, which is good. I'm liking the boots flying in and the tackles getting in there. That's what we would like to see, Tomo, and we'd like to see St. Albans sort of put that into a more attacking sort of mentality and try and work Javier Lopez.
Here's a chance for St. Albans. Kept possession, which was great. They're going to try and keep possession here, and they do. Good high ball. Was trying to find Bassett, failed to do so. Good header chance there from St. Albans. And here's their chance now to go deep in. And Dynamo, the crowd right opposite us, Clem, they knew that was their first great chance of the game.
Yeah, it was. It looked like there were potentially 2 goal scorers that could have been involved in that exchange. It was Hodor and the skipper Kundari in there. It was I think it was
could have been Polyak. Oh, Monek.
Yeah, Monek with the cross in there and just couldn't get it.
Wasn't a bad in for Joey Monek though.
No, it wasn't bad at all, Tomo, and almost got there.
And then you got such speed through the midfield with Hodor. Kundari's not bad on his feet either. Neither is Sims. And of course you got your striker in Ollie Bassett, who you'd definitely be going for.
Yeah, exactly right. Tomo is Bentleigh here again, starting from the back. And this is what we like to see.
Sewell passes over to Webster. Good lob. Speed by Matty Crooks. Couldn't find it in the end. St. Albans had possession. They're going to regain it. They do so. That's Polyak. That was great there from Anthony Polyak. He's on a bit of a run. I thought he was going to continue going there and It's beautifully cut off there from St Albans. From Bentleigh, I should say. And it was Jack Webster who managed to cut Polyak off. And the momentum was going to go for St Albans. It's gone back to Bentleigh.
Yeah, it's they have to make the most of their chance, St Albans, and because they're not going to come much tonight. And Bentleigh will always regain an attack, as they've done here, but they've mucked it up. But they have no problems coming back and getting you in quick succession.
Sewell to Alexander. A good block there from Horror. And Kundari can just watch that go out. And it'll be brought back in by David Sims for St Albans. And the one thing I've learned from my time, I'll hold that thought really quickly, unless this ball goes out. So what I was going to say was, for my time working at St Albans about 5 years ago in their media department, the Dynamo fans, they're very vocal when they can be. When they know their team is in, or when they know when their team is on, they're very vocal straight away, and they can get their team going as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's just that typical Croatian fashion, Tomo. Just that aggression, in a positive way with the way they support their teams. It's always really good to see. And, just the general atmosphere you get at those games, you love it. Just with the food and the people around, it's always fun.
That's a good turnout tonight. Bassett over to Polyak, back over to Bassett. It's now a good chance here. Over to Monek. Good lob in, Kundari. And too much for Hodor, I should say, to manage. Yeah, it looks like Beakhurst. It was great to keep his foot in there, and he's gone down. He'll get a free kick. Some of the fans right in front of us, Clem, are yelling. They want Sims to get a yellow. Do you think there was much in that tackle there from David Sims?
Look, on first glance, I thought he got a little bit piece of the ball there. I'll have to see it again, but if we listen to the Bentleigh fans, and maybe he did deserve to get a card, but look, I thought that was a fair decision by the ref.
Alexander. That's McGrath. Be able to throw the ball back in. And Bentleigh are going to try and go for another attack. So we tick over to 42 minutes in this one. Lamberidis. Short chip over to Iaconis. Webster. Finding Beakhurst. Can he find him? He does. Beakhurst is going to be smart here. Does so. And again, it was McGrath. And fortunately, his header went probably a little bit too much to the right of the post. Goes over the byline to goal kick to St Albans.
And that's where you want to utilise Big Brent. He's so dangerous in those situations. Almost proved it just then. Need to get the ball into him more.
He's going to be almost the number one striker this season, I'd say, Brent McGrath.
Yeah, of course, and could very well, big call here, but he could very well even take out the golden boot.
Very important, Brent McGrath. Great acquisition from Nick Tolios in the off-season. Bentleigh going to try and regain possession. They can't do so. It's Kundari. Kept it in beautifully. St Albans are calling for a foul there. They thought it was a late charge there from Wallen. Referee says no. And they're away here through the skipper in Webster.
Gee, I thought Kundari was going to give his 5 cents to the referee there. Was not happy when he got up there, and feels a little bit aggrieved after that one.
Webster over to Dover, who's on the opposite side of the pitch now. So they've swapped over Beakhurst and Dover. Alexander is going to find Beakhurst. Beakhurst in prime position. And again, it's going to take their time. I'd say Bentleigh. Webster. Found Dover. And last touch came off St Albans defender. It'll be Matty Crooks to bring the throw back in for Bentleigh.
Yeah, that's right, Tomo. And here, hopefully a little throw here, and could well start an attack here for Bentleigh.
Green's play goes down.
And just commentator's curse, counter-attack.
Counter-attack now from St Albans. So we're about to we've ticked into the final minute of normal time. How many minutes of at a time do you think we're going to have in this first half?
I'll go 2.
I'm going to go to save option 2. I'm going to go 2 as well. But knowing my predictions, and my predictions are about 10% accurate at this point in time normally with how many minutes are on.
It looks like 2 is actually on the board right now. I haven't pulled it up yet.
Hopefully we're both right there. This could be almost one of the last plays, especially for St Albans in this first half. They've been very brave, very good, St Albans. Haven't had too much of an attacking prowess, but just the defence has been rock solid. Bentleigh have had about 4 great opportunities on target, just have not been able to convert, and that's almost been the tale of their season so far. Just those early chances, not being able to convert them. For their sake, they're going to hope, and yep, we're right. 2 minutes of out of time.
Yeah. On the ball as usual.
Oh, you are, not me.
Nah. Mate, Tomo, you're always on the ball, my son.
Oh, I try my best.
Yeah. Interesting sort of, as we hold that thought, here we go, St Albans.
Saints were going to go for the attack there. They're going to get the ball back through to throw in, you were saying?
Interesting ride here with a bit of road rage on the way. We witnessed a few angry people on the road.
Oh, I love bringing up the road rage stories. He wasn't too happy, old mate, was he?
No, he wasn't too happy at all.
Yeah, he was just yelling at something. Fortunately, you couldn't get the best opportunity to take a cheeky photo.
Yeah, it would have been good Snapchat quality, that's for sure. There's a chance here for Bentleigh, but it's not going to go anywhere.
And it's gone on the roof. This could be a good chance now for Bentleigh to go deep. If they can, they do so. It's Wilkes versus McGrath. Wilkes did really well there, so did Sims. And luckily enough, though, last touch came off David Sims, and it's going to be a Bentleigh Greens corner, and this is going to be the last chance, you'd say, of the first half.
Yeah, you'd like to see maybe get on the head of the likes of McGrath or even Sewell, who's come on in this half.
Good ball in from Bentleigh. There's a wall of orange, which is great for St Albans. They've been fantastic inside the box. Here's Bentleigh's chance now. Quignon did really well there for St Albans. Punched it out, and the Saints are away now. Bit of space to play with. Adam Hodor, he's just got to get it in the right spots. He's got to find Joe Monek, who's in box. Kundari there too, and unfortunately failed to do so. And at half-time, it's still 0-0. Can't break the deadlock just yet. Before we take a short break, Clem, just your thoughts from the first 45 we saw between Bentleigh and St Albans.
Yeah, Bentleigh with the better opportunities, but not really troubling the Frenchman goalies. I'm liking to call him tonight. He's pulled off a few good saves or has held them, but overall, St Albans with no real shots in anger to trouble Javier Lopez. But towards the end there, we could have seen a nice counter-attacking goal, but they just couldn't come pay dividends. But it's big second half coming up for St Albans. They've weathered the storm so far and would back them to get a goal and potentially upset the Bentleigh Greens.
I know Crooney Resolve would be very happy with how the boys play in that first half, and you kind of sense, though, that it's 0-0. You would say that St Albans are in with a chance. I'm going to say they're still in with a chance. They're still 3 points in. I think you're almost in the same boat now, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%. Bentleigh need to take their chances, but we've seen in the past that they can create quickly and convert.
So we take a short break here. Kingston Heath Reserve, one of 6 games on tonight. It's 0-0 between Bentleigh and St Albans. We'll be back with the halftime wrap up and the second half on the other side of this. Welcome back to Kingston Heath Reserve here. Bentleigh Green, St Albans, 0-0. Quickly here, Clem, who's my expert tonight. He's done a great job. The mustache and all. Getting cheeky 8 to 9 likes already on Twitter for his mustache, that's for sure.
Oh, it's pretty generous amount of likes these days, I reckon.
So, as always, it's not bad. 9 likes already. I think you posted up just under 10 minutes ago, so you're almost going at a like a minute at the moment.
There's a big shout out to JD with the comment that we probably won't read out on air, but thanks JD if you're watching.
All I'm going to say is Burt Reynolds will be very proud of the mustache right now.
Yeah, what do you think of it, Tomo, in all honesty?
I like it. So I think I said to you week 1 I wasn't a fan of it, but it's starting to grow on me, actually. It sort of suits you a little bit. Oh,
thanks, Tom. I really appreciate that, mate. So now I got your approval, I reckon we'll keep it.
Keep it at least for the season. I know it's Joe Danaher inspired, that's for sure.
Look, we shouldn't talk about, we both love our footy, but we shouldn't talk about it, the enemy sport, on NPL, on an NPL broadcaster.
That's for sure. And we're about to see Bentleigh kick off for the second half, but really quickly, who would be the player of the match so far in your eyes?
Yeah, I've quite enjoyed Jack Webster's game. Just the captain leading from the back, and he's been very integral so far. And since Exidius has come on, getting him into the game, I'm not saying he's been best on ground, but he could very well be at the end of the game. So I'm backing him to have a really good second half.
And battle the sidelines, who's winning between Nick Tolios and Kruni Rezov?
Oh, definitely Tolios getting up and about before, and it could have been a potential red card in the first half. But yeah, I reckon Nick Tolios has definitely got his counterpart covered.
See the second half underway. St Albans with the early possession. Anthony Zezic almost had it, lost it. And it's back into the Bentleigh Greens breadbasket. Just a bit too high there for Air Coroners in the end. And St Albans can easily clear the ball. Adam Hador. He's already on a yellow card as well for dangerous tackle in that first half. If you join us, Marko Jankovic seemed like a bit of an injury. It's the reason why he came off the pitch. Hopefully he's okay. Coming in his place was Corey Sewell. So do a quick rip around the grounds as well. And we can say that Melbourne Knights have pegged one back, so it's 4-1 against Hume City in that one. Port Melbourne and South Melbourne at 1-1. And Oakley are just too good at the moment for Altona. They're winning 3-0 at the moment.
Yeah, a few blowouts there. And I think for me personally, the Knights one is the biggest surprise, although they have pegged one back. But still relatively crazy result for me. And I'm not watching the game, obviously calling this one, but it's hard to see Knights coming right from that one.
We'll look at the other couple games a little bit later on in the coverage as well. But here at the moment, in the 48th minute, still 0-0 between the Greens and St Albans. Let's see Bentleigh just try and boot that one out. Saw Kinnan, who's been really good as well, Chris Kinnan for St Albans.
Yeah, he's been a huge for them, and can't forget the likes of their captain Kandari. He's looked pretty strong as well as a few of the boys need to get forward and just really test Javier Lopez, because there were a few sort of half chances outside the box, but I think now that they've sort of weathered the storm in the first half, huge opportunity in the second half to potentially trouble them.
Chance when being there for Bentleigh. It's going to be a St Albans ball. And we did praise Kruni Razov's men as well in that first half. We thought if they could go into the sheds at half-time at 0-0, they're in with a sniff. And we saw last week against the Knights, they pretty much almost had that exact same momentum going into the sheds at half-time, and they ended up pegging a double and winning 2-0. So it'd be definitely good to see St Albans almost mirror that of last week. And I think, as we've said, Clem, throughout the course of the call this evening, if St Albans can get 3 points, then it's a massive statement to the rest of the competition. St Albans are here to play this season.
Yeah, Talking about sort of consistency, you don't want to start off a season well, being sort of an underdog, but throw it away, and just capitulate. That's probably the biggest thing for them. I was saying that I would back them to sort of get a result out of this game into that second half, but I still think Bentleigh will be too strong, and I still think they'll come away with 3 points tonight.
Bentleigh with the possession. Sewell. Just going to take their time, I'd say. Find the right opportunity to attack. They do so through Webster, who tried to find Crooks into a bit of space. Good block off there from Sims. However, they've won a corner, and it will be Matty Crooks to take that corner kick. He's going to take a quick one. He finds Dover. Here's another chance for Bentleigh to go the forefront of it, and they get another corner.
Yeah, and that was a quick one taken by Crooksy. Usually Alexander takes them.
He's about to take one now.
Yeah, he's about to take one now. So could be an opportunity here for one of the big defenders to get on the end of it. Could be Corey Sewell, I reckon.
Alexander, corner kick, hits it beautifully. Just a bit too much power on it. And luckily for Kinnan and St. Albans, they can easily see the ball go for a goal kick. Lamberidis knew straight away that was not in the same spot he was hoping for, and you would say maybe the wind was a bit to play in that part there.
Shocking call by me. Just second. I think that's the second time I've done this game. I thought Corey Sewell might be a big chance to get on the end of it, but no, he hasn't. But yeah, Lamberidis, opportunity goes begging for him. It probably had too much swerve on it from Alexander.
Whistle goes, and it's a free kick to St. Albans. As McGrath having a few choice words with his running mate there in Josip Konjic. It's been a bit quiet this evening. I think Konjic having a conversation with the linesman, just trying to decide whereabouts the free kick is going to take place.
McGrath not too happy with what's happening. He's certainly let his feelings known.
Josip Konjic, who was very good last week against the Knights. Won't take that one. It'll be Quinnen. Taking the ball. Bit high for Poliak. And play goes down behind play, and that's Adam Hodor who goes down for St. Albans. They're asking for a free kick. They're not going to get it. Desic. And St. Albans on the attack. Bentleigh now on the counter-attack. If they can get this into Beakhurst's breadbasket, they'll be in here. They can't do so. Monek was in the right place at the right time. Might lose possession. He does. Goes back to Beakhurst. Oh, that was silky. Almost silky there from Adam Hodor. And Bentleigh just get out of dodge there. As we've seen over the course of the season so far, if a player like Hodor or even Bassett, they get on the back end of that one, they can use their speed to their advantage one-on-one with the keeper. Can easily shoot fire for a goal. And Bentleigh just need to be very careful and very aware of what St. Albans can definitely produce with some silky smooth speedsters in their front thirds. Here's Iaconis. Was trying to lob it, couldn't do so. There's Bassett. Bassett finding Poliak. Poliak has just got to juggle the ball beautifully. He does well. Great control there from Poliak. Finds Kundari. Which is a bit too much there for Kundari to hold. It was too much for Fowler to take off Kundari and Bentleigh. Can regain possession for the time being, and they will win the throw-in.
Yeah, I feel like the start of this second half has been dominated, and it's been at a bit of a frenetic pace, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment. I thought it was a bit cagey at the start, as we were discussing in the first half, but I feel like there's just a little bit more of that fire here in this second half, Tomo.
Chance now for St. Albans. Again, they got their speedsters. This is Desic. He's trying to find Monek. He does beautifully. Cut off beautifully by Bentleigh. And they're away now. And that was from Webster. Webster finds Beakhurst. Beakhurst back to his captain in Webster. In space here. Surely they can score here. They got a chance. It's got to put in the back of the nets, and they don't. And that was great stuff from Quinnen there from St. Albans. And he's been fantastic tonight and serves St. Albans in their back thirds. Oh, beautiful stuff from Bassett. He goes down. Free kick is not there. St. Albans fans who complain for a free kick won't do so. And that was too much there from Beakhurst. Too much power on that lob into the box. Luckily though for Iaconis, he can keep the possession for the Greens. But an interesting sequence in the last 90 seconds. Bentleigh should have scored here. Can they go again? They can't do so. It looks like St. Albans were going to regain possession. They're not going to do so. Bentleigh can go again. Take 3 now. Dover. Quick pass off. Unfortunately, for McGrath, the linesman was in the right place at the right time and he's called it offside. But Clem, talk to us through that last 90 seconds sequence there.
Crazy scenes here at the Kingston Heath, Tomo, as we saw, first of all, Jack Webster getting absolute nosebleed, playing in Brent McGrath. McGrath going around the keeper, trapping it, and probably should have scored, elected to cut it back to Webster, his final shot. And again, brilliant defending there. Last line of defence wasn't the keeper, it was Hordor, got it off the line. And we're all wondering how on earth that did not go in, and it was a rapturous applause from the St. Albans fans, and somehow it's still 0-0. But positive signs for Bentleigh. Webster getting forward, and probably McGrath probably should have buried that one, but in the end, St. Albans weather the storm once again.
They do so beautifully, and again, they've had opportunities to go forward, and now Bentleigh are going to try and get a chance here. They can't do so. Cut off there in the end by Jordan Wilkes. But the Greens are lucky enough to know that they're going to get the throw in and another opportunity to go deep into the 18-yard box. Dover. Alexander. Lob. Oh! And a chance gone big in there from Bentleigh. But again, another opportunity to try and score their first goal.
And the fans starting to get really into it as well. It's probably get caught on the mics. A lot of fans are getting really vocal here near the dugout.
Absolutely. St. Albans fans, they're loud and they're proud, that's for sure. They're very good. Play on.
Play on, Ski.
Good chance now for Hordor. Finds Bassett. To Poliak. Back over to Adam Hordor. To Bassett. Just quick 1-2s here from St. Albans. Trying to get a bit of space, does so. Monek was in a good spot there. So are St. Albans for a chance. They can't do so. Great defending there from Bentleigh. And they're away now through Kieran Dover. Webster. Good small pass over to Dover. And it's with Iaconis. And Bentleigh can sort of calm things down a little bit more, can't they, Clem?
Yeah, as they go forward here. It's been pretty frenetic so far as across there from Beakhurst doesn't find anyone apart from the St. Albans defence, but so it wasn't Beakhurst. He'll receive it now.
Beakhurst. I think it was Webster actually who got into the back end of that one. Here's Beakhurst in a bit of space. Good chip over. Chance. Lambritas off the ball. Can they get it? They can, and no. No, McGrath's been denied. It's an offside. But again, it was just the phonetic passing from Bentleigh. They were in the right spot at the right time. It's just unfortunate for Brett McGrath. He took 2 steps over where the second official was. And right place, right time again from the linesman.
Yeah, and the flag was up correctly this time. And McGrath probably could have had a few goals as well so far. But it's been saying that a few times already this season and still early on.
And would you say Lambritas almost could have easily put a bit more power into that shot as well?
Yeah, of course. He can always put a little bit more power, but credit to St. Albans for make him succumb to the pressure.
Quinnan's been beautiful tonight in goals for St. Albans. So has Bassett been on the run. Unfortunately, again, he would probably want to retake that pass. If he had his 10 seconds back again, he would love to just rethink what he was doing there. Iaconis. Short pass over now for Bentleigh. They can't get into the spot to find McGrath. And again, St. Albans put an extra man back down there. And they're going to try and use their speed to their advantage. It's over with Hordor at the moment. And he'll find Joey Monek. Monek in a prime position here. Could almost go for a shot. Opted not to. Thought it was going to be a bit too much on there for Fowler. Wasn't to be. St. Albans with a great chance here. A great tackle there from Matty Crooks at the last line of defence, and that's exactly what Bentleigh need to do in that sequence.
Yeah, and here again, very rare opportunity for St. Albans to get forward, and I wonder who can get on the end of this. I've got a few boys up there, and a little bit of just a really eerie sort of silence dawning upon Kingston Heath as this corner is about to be taken. But the likes of Fowler is in there as well as Wilkes, but it's gone straight to Javier Lopez.
Lopez made that look so easy.
Just a nice little clunk out of the air, and we play on here at Kingston Heath.
As easy as a first baseman collecting a throw from a pitcher in baseball. Right into the breadbasket of Lopez, and Bentleigh can go fourth here. They tried to do so through Dover, failed to do so. Matty Crooks, who should be definitely commended for stopping St. Albans from their shot on target opportunity from scoring their first goal. As a Dynamo play goes to ground. It's Josip Konyets. He's been lively in the second half, Josip. He's getting a quick conversation with the ref. I don't know if the ref thought he might have gone to ground too easily there, or just to see if he's okay.
Yeah, it's exchanging pleasantries, Tomo. Probably a better way of saying a nice conversation. It's still going on here, but McGrath's getting in there as well. It's good to see. Bit of banter, I think, is the right word. But Tomo, Bentleigh, time's running out. Just under half an hour left. They'll be feeling the pressure now, I reckon.
And St. Albans with another attack opportunity. And again, Bentleigh just going to block that opportunity. But as we can see, the Dynamo crowd are all together right now in that little spot in the grandstand opposite us, Clem. They're in the right place, right time. And, you know, if St. Albans are going to score their first goal of the game, they'll definitely go straight to that grandstand, the Dynamo grandstand, as we're going to call it tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, as we were talking about Bentleigh just then, in terms of getting that goal and the pressure being on them, St. Albans are actually starting to really look dangerous getting these corners, but they just got to find better delivery.
It's a great opportunity, and Lopez again, right place, right time from the Spaniards.
Just too close to the keeper, Tomo, as I was just touching on for the delivery.
Good mate of yours, that's for sure, Javier Lopez. Unfortunately, they're going to lose the ball, and they do through Dominic Fowler to Polyak to Desic. He's going to quickly pass over. He's trying to find Hodor into space, couldn't do so. Fowler could probably have done better in that sequence there. And again, Iaconis thought he was going to leave it for Brett McGrath. Thought Brett McGrath had a bit more space to him, couldn't do so. And at the end, it was Quinnen who ended up getting the ball for St. Albans, and the Saints can go on the attack.
McGrath almost finding himself inside out there. You know, just at the right opportunity, McGrath can just bury those. But again, much to St. Albans' relief, nothing happened.
He's been good tonight, the Frenchman, Chris Keenan, for St. Albans.
I feel like the atmosphere's kind of died down the last few minutes, no?
I agree with you, actually.
I wonder why that is, but we are itching to see the first goal of the night, if it's going to come.
I think both fans are waiting with bated breath to see what their teams can do in this last 25 minutes. It's been a lively second half. It was a quiet first half, but it's gone a lot better since then. Here's Crooks. Passes off. Chance from long range. Again, it was Kieran Dover. And did not phase St Albans in the slightest and has gone over the byline for a goal kick to the Saints.
Yeah, Tomo was... there hasn't really been any shots beaten away or anything like that. They need to find more shots on target here.
Bentleigh have already used one sub tonight. St Albans have not used a single sub just yet. Monek's knee making more contact with the ball there. Fortunately, it's a turnover from the Saints and it's gone straight to the Greens. Lopez. In his last 25 minutes, if you're Nick Tolios, what are you thinking your man should do to stop this St Albans onslaught at the moment? As St Albans look like they're about to go in for another attack. Keen opportunity. And they've kept possession here through Fowler, who's fighting and wrestling. And it's a free kick going Bentleigh's way. St Albans not too happy about that. I'll come back to you very shortly, Clem, with that. Wallen misses it. Great stuff there from Desic. Bentleigh able to keep it. And a good slide in there from Joey Monek. And Joey Monek's had a fantastic game for St Albans tonight. Webster keeping possession there. Conyip.
I think what you were asking for, Tom, is how can Bentleigh sort of stop this?
Yeah.
I think when we started this game, Bentleigh looked to be playing their composure game, and perhaps as the game has gone on, legs tire and intensity goes up, they've probably lost a little bit of that sort of play it out from the back and keep it calm. So maybe you just think maybe Nick Tolios will want to bring that back a little bit. But at the same time, it's good to see Jack Webster getting a few nosebleeds up there as well.
As we see a substitution for St Albans, coming off is number 5, Adam Hador, who's on a yellow card at the moment, but he's had a fantastic game, and Mate Barisic for St Albans is on. For those who don't know, Mate was influential. He came onto the field about 90 seconds into the game last week against the Melbourne Knights and put the dagger in the heart of the Melbourne Knights faithful, scoring the second goal for St Albans last week. So Mate is very dangerous, especially from inside the 18-yard box. Chance for Bentleigh. Was blocked off. They can go again through Alexander. Looking through the speakers. Hador coming off and Barisic coming on. There's a play going to ground there. It was Anthony Desic. And a yellow card, I believe, has gone to Josh Wallen there.
Yeah, Wallen just a bit late there and went flying in, and he just caught Desic there, and it was pretty meaty, but it'd be hard to see anyone getting sent off tonight.
There's a bit of bite in this game, you'd say, Clem.
Yeah, it's been quite an intense second half. I'm quite enjoying it compared to the first, but it certainly looks like St Albans are ready to sort of really trouble Javier Lopez.
Polyak goes to ground there, fighting off Crooks. He's done very well there, Polyak. Bentley saying he was out, and the referee concurs with that.
Yes, Tomo, Polyak looked like he could have got a sneaky cut back in as he attracted a bit of attention, but the ball went out of bounds. Much to Bentleigh's relief as they start an attack here. I
see a St Albans player go to ground. And it is Matty Kundari. How would you rate Kundari's game this evening for St Albans? I think he's been fantastic. Yeah, I think he's been solid. I think maybe he probably could have got into the game a little bit more. Probably had half a chance in that first half when that ball was flying in, but no, I think he's led well tonight. A nice long ball from St Albans. I thought, fortunately for Polyak, that was a bit too much air on that header. Going straight back to the Bentleigh Greens in this one. Oh, cut off beautifully by Joey Monek. Bassett. And I spoke too soon because Bentleigh have regained possession in the back half of Kingston Heath. There's a bit too much there for Finn. Finn saying next time you want a long ball, make sure it's a bit lower for me so I can easily juggle that ball and keep it in. Couldn't do so in the end. Bentleigh might get the ball back, and they do. Bit too much grunt on there for Bassett to hold. And yet Conyip beating McGrath to it. I was about to see another substitution.
And there is my boy Exidius coming on, Tomo. I'm backing him to have a good half.
Exidius was great against the Eastern Lions when we were here for match week 1. Bentleigh using their second substitution. St Albans have used 1. So Crooney's got 2 more left to play with. Nick only got 1 more left to play with. And with the game at 0-0, it's almost like a game of chess out there between both sides. It's what Crooney's thinking next, and you can almost say it's Crooney's move when it comes to the substitutions if he decides to make a second substitution in the coming minutes.
Yeah, and you just wonder who would come on as well for St Albans, Tomo. Who would you back to come on?
Would love to see potentially Nicholas Milanovic come into this game. Maybe Barasevic could be a potential as well. So about to see another substitution, and it's the third and final substitution for Bentleigh. And it's veteran Matty Thurtell coming off is Damien Iaconis, and Iaconis, you'd say, has had a really good game tonight as well.
Yeah, he's been good, Damo, as Thurtell comes on. He can really make a difference for the Greens, and we hope he does. Love to see guys like Matty Thurtell come on and makes for a grandstand finish.
Thurtell, he's been part of Bentleigh Green's success for a very long time at this club. Happy to let a lot more of the youngsters get a bit more game time than him. See Bassett. He was hoping for something from Mate. Barisic couldn't find it in the end. Here's Josip Konyip. I should say. Fortunately, handed it back over to McGrath. McGrath over to Dover. Dover, a bit too much on that. Bit too much power. Goes over to crossbar. And we're about to see, I believe, St Albans' second substitution of the game very shortly. And I think Stefan Barasevic is going to be the man to come on. I saw 14 up. I can see 14 on the board there. And, we've got, what's happening over there, Clem?
Looks like Nick Tolios, or one of the officials is getting booked. Might have been one of the subs, actually. That's copped a yellow card. It's pretty hard to see from here, but it looks like one of the subs has copped a yellow. Looks like one of the boys that just came off.
So that's shows how much grunt and how much bite there is in this game here. And here's Matty Thurtell. Thurtell, good spot there. Great chance. Again, gone begging for Bentleigh, and they know it. And again, another opportunity gone begging. We saw Barisic try and hand the ball back over to Joey Monak. A bit too much power on that one, but Bentleigh again, another opportunity gone begging.
And that ball, Thurtell did well to keep his balance there. Didn't look like he quite caught it well enough, but then that cut back in. Could have gone anywhere in the end, but again, they just can't find the back of the net. They're finding ways to just muck it up at the last minute. Well, they've done it so much this game, but still just over 15 minutes left as there's another substitution here, and it'll go St Albans' way.
And just as we thought, Stefan Barasevic is going to come on And I think Matt Kundari is coming off, so the captain is coming off. Which means one thing. Just trying to quickly see. Let's see, Kundari's off. And Barisevic is on. As he gets a rapturous applause from the St. Albans faithful. And Jordan Wilkes will be the captain on field for the final 15 minutes of this one, which is probably a good choice, handing over the captain's armband to an experienced player like Jordan Wilkes.
Yeah, Wilkes, as we were touching on in the first half, he's been an integral part of the team. So to see him take the captain's armband in place, he's only going to do wonders for them. As we see Bentleigh just struggling to sort of keep possession of it, and they managed to do that quite well.
And a chance for Alexander to try and put that in deep. Couldn't do so. Beautiful blocking there from St. Albans. Bentleigh regained possession. See, Dover was had a lot of space, and you can see he put his hands up right where he was asking for the ball. He got the ball now. Short pass over there from McGrath to Wallen. Wallen back to Alexander, Nat one. Again, is playing just quick 1-2 passing Bentleigh. They're just going to bide their time a little bit. Find the right place, right time to go inside the box. But they're going to take their time. See Webster with a long ball. This could favour Bentleigh here, and they're going to get a corner out of it. So good result. Alexander was the one who kicked it, but it went off a St. Albans player. And a chance now for Bentleigh to do something. Good ball in. Heads up. But St. Albans clear it. They can. But another chance for Bentleigh to go deep inside the box again.
Into row Z, Tomo. And I wonder if... Come on, Sully. Get in there. Third time lucky.
You want Corey Sewell to score, and you know he's in a good spot for it. Oh, almost. And St. Albans were brave enough to get out of the box when they did. Now with your boy Zidius, and a bit too much there from third towel.
Saw his name up in lights, Tomo. Nice volley, got good connection, but just way too high in the end.
And Matt Thurtell again squanders another opportunity for Bentleigh, and it's been the tale of their night. I would say I think that's either their 8th or their 9th shot on target. And again, it's paid nothing in Dividend Sport. It's not paid nothing on the scoreboard because they have not put a ball in the back of the net just yet.
Yeah, and they need to take these chances, Tomo. It's time's ticking on, and perhaps, I suppose if you don't shoot, you don't score, but that was, quite a blast there from Thurtell.
Here's Monek. Monek going one-on-one with Wallen. And St. Albans win a free kick through Joey Monek. Bit too much of a love tap, they'd say, from Wallen to Monek. Now instead it'll be Ollie Bassett to take the free kick for St. Albans. And a chance for them to line up through the set piece. Just depends on how they're going to organise this one. Not a bad stab at it, just trying to just put it long into the box. And it was a bit too much on Joey Monek. Matt Thurtell being the thorn in his side. As we see Zidius bring the ball back in, your boy.
Yeah, he's... I reckon he can really hurt them on that wing should he get the opportunity as Bentleigh go forward here through Beakhurst, and he can be quite equally as dangerous.
Webster over to Thurtell. Would love to have his opportunity again. Fortunately, couldn't get a chance there. And it's in the breadbasket of Chris Quinnen.
Yeah, it's I've touched on it a few times. It's Jack Webster's certainly getting a bit of a nosebleed in this half, and he's almost got a few assists, so they just haven't been able to bury it.
Opportunity from Dover, try to put it inside the box for Bentleigh, failed to do so. And they can go again. Wallen. It's with Alexander. Good chance here. Bentleigh have got to be smart in what they do in this sequence here. Oh, beautiful stuff from Brett McGrath. He gets a free kick, and he gets a free kick at the best spot as well.
It was Baricevic who got him in the end. He's got a yellow ticket for his troubles. McGrath certainly coming off second best in that contest, but you'd be certainly very, very worried here if you were St Albans. Could be a very, very, very good opportunity for Bentleigh. Dangerous position as maybe again fourth time lucky Sewell. Get in there, son.
That's it. Clem's hoping that his boy Corey Sewell can get on the back end of a header or a right boot. And Brent McGrath, George Lambaridis, both on the edge of the box for this free kick. But Lambaridis will be taking this free kick. Short chip in, great chance. Good punch away. Chance from Alexander. Third towel goes to ground. And St Albans get out of dodge again. And they've done very well in that sequence there. As you see, Exidius not going to waste any more time. Webster. Third towel. Blocked off there. As Dom Fowler get a free kick. And again, a bit of bite in this game, as you can see. Just emotions boiling over. I think Matt Thurtell is going to get a word. Bit dangerous on that behalf there, but no card for Matt Thurtell. Good decision there, Clem.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision in the end, based on how he's reffed the game so far. Went in with the two studs and it was quite dangerous. And in the end, it resulted in pleasantries being exchanged between Thurtell and Conyett as well. But all's well and ends well.
Quick header there from Thurtell. Try to find McGrath. McGrath was going to put his skates on. Failed to do so, however. Dover can recover from the throw and is going to pass it off to Zidius. Zidius finds Thurtell. He loses the ball. And Zidius did very well there. He cut off Dom Fowler beautifully. Dover, good cross in. And again, an extra man in the box there for St Albans. And it's going to go back to the Bentleigh Greens. And you can say now that St Albans are on the back foot here and there. A little bit under pressure to try and keep Bentleigh at bay from going inside.
They've done a pretty good job so far, Tomo, this whole game, and they've really created opportunities in the second half as they're doing now.
Marte lost the ball, and fortunately Lino's put his flag up. Fans not too happy with the decision. St Albans get a reprieve. And the Dynamo crowd are very, very thankful of the Lino for putting his flag up.
Yeah, and it's probably the hardest officiating position, and I think I'd back him in there. I mean, the fans only see where McGrath has come from. Well, I'm saying they haven't seen where he's come from, but they see where he is, and they say it's not offside, but it's when the ball is played. So I'll back the Lino in for that one.
Here's Conyett. Conyett couldn't do much there. Exidius brings the ball back in. It's over to Webster. Alexander finds a man in space. Lambaridis backtracks. Finding Alexander. He's been very good in this last couple of plays here. Alexander, chance here for McGrath. Fortunately couldn't get it down in time. Third towel with a header. Good kick away there from St. Albans. That passage. It was Jordan Wilkes who actually kicked that ball away, which was great. And they might go again. Will Bentleigh, they do so. Wallen, third towel. Exidius there. Bit too much grunt on that. However, last touch came off St. Albans, so it's going to be a Bentleigh corner. And really quickly, Clem, how do they line up here, Bentleigh, in this corner set piece?
Yeah, well, we've seen a quick one from Crooksy before, but now Alexander to take this one as they normally do. And as we've touched on before, there's a few dangerous boys that can get there on the end of this, and hope Sewell does.
Here we go. Header kept in. Lamberidis. Good save there from Chris Quinnen. Saves potentially another chance for Bentleigh. And he's been fantastic tonight.
Now Lamberidis to take another one.
Lamberidis. It's for Alexander to keep in. He does beautifully. Juggers it beautifully. Crosses it back into the box. Header was a bit too much on there for Josh Wallen. And St. Albans get out of dodge again. And they've done well for the time being.
Loving the get out of dodge course tonight, Tomo. Very nice. I like it.
It's almost like a game of Monopoly where, you know, they pick up a jail card and they easily use their jail card to get out of jail free card.
Yeah. You just wonder if a goal's going to come tonight, Tomo, because both defences have been very good.
Ball looks like it was about to go out. I think St. Albans were about to make their third and final change of the evening, and they will do so here. We'll see what the board says. And I'm going to let Clem tell us who's coming off for St. Albans here.
It does look like it's Bagarich to come on, and Bassett coming off here for St. Albans.
So Marco Bagarich on for Ollie Bassett. Bassett's been good tonight. It's a shame, no, he couldn't put ball into the back of the net, which he was probably hoping for. But St. Albans using their third and final substitution. There's a chance for St. Albans to potentially do something here. Long ball inside the box, failed to do so. Bentleigh almost had it, cut off beautifully, and it was Joey Monek. He's had one hell of a game for Dynamo tonight. Good high ball there from Dover. Looked like it might have been off the arm of Wallen. Referee waves play on. And Bentleigh, third towel, can get into the right spot. Can't do so from a McGrath header. Beakhurst can mop up for Bentleigh. Spins around. He's got to get through the last of the defenders. Over to Dover. He's just got to be brave here and keep the ball in. He does for the short time. Polyak was fantastic there in that sequence. And it's come off Polyak, and he's not happy. And Exidius counting his stars there.
And Polyak certainly letting his feelings be known in professional fashion. And perhaps we could probably agree with him as well. He was pretty bemused, but the intensity, it's certainly very high at the moment, and I could almost back St. Albans to get a late winner here.
You can sense there's a goal coming, as Clem has been good tonight with his expertise, believes it's going to be St. Albans who, as said at the start of the coverage, are donning a Brisbane Roar-inspired away strip. Chance here for Monek. trying to get in the back end of this one, couldn't do so. And St. Albans can watch Bentleigh just get that ball out of there as quickly as possible. Wallen, third towel. Finds Jimmy Exidius. He's got a bit of space with him. What can he do? He's just got Polyak to contend with. The ball in wasn't too bad. Polyak might have the last laugh here. Exidius goes to ground. Polyak is able to keep his footing. Barasevic are able to get it out there for the time being. And Mate Barisic. And it's a free kick going to Bentleigh. I thought Barisic was going to get onto the back of that one. Couldn't do so. Alexander. Third towel. McGrath. Back to third towel. Chance here for Matty third towel. And the ground ball goes right over the post, over the byline. And St. Albans again carrying their lucky stars as we tick into the 90th minute of this one. We're about to see how much out of time is on it.
And Thurtell there just creating something out of nothing. And you could just hear the groan around the ground when that just skid past the post. And got 4 minutes of added time here. And you were saying I was backing St. Albans to get it. I'm not quite too sure who I'd back at this point, Tomo, but let's hope it's not a drab 0-0.
You'd almost say it's a win for St. Albans if they can keep it at 0-0. Almost spoke too soon. Mate Barisic over to Polyak. And they've just got to be caution. We've got to throw a bit of caution to the wind, I'd say St. Albans. Cautious approach. What they can do here. They lose possession. They regain possession through Joey Monek. He's used his running gun tonight. Chance for Joey Monek. Blocked off there beautifully by Webster. And Bentleigh away. And you can hear the fans going, go. It's now or never for the Greens. As I believe we're probably ticked into the first minute of added time. And we could see scenes here at Kingston Heath potentially. Depending on if this ball can stay down. Exidius. Again, last touch off Jimmy. And it's gone out for a goal kick. And St. Albans, well, they get an opportunity for the attack.
Yeah, there's a massive counter-attack there from Bentleigh. Just couldn't come off in the end. And just in the dying minutes now, you just get the feeling that we're just not going to get that goal.
It's going to go St. Albans' way for this throw-in. I was going to say, you could probably almost chalk this down as like a win for St. Albans if they can keep themselves goalless against the reigning champions in the Bentleigh Greens. But St. Albans have been really good tonight, that's for sure. It's a free kick. It's Bentleigh's ball. And a block in there for Mate Barisic. And he's been given a yellow card for wasting time. And again, he's wasted a little bit of time. He's testing the fans here at Kingston Heath a little bit. Uh-oh. And it's a bit of grunt in this game right now. Webster. It's now or never now for Bentleigh.
Precious minutes of milk there.
What can they do? Here's Webster. Good in ball there from Webster. Can they get on the back end of it? They can't. McGrath, and the flag's gone up. So St. Albans again. And their defence, you would say, is 10 out of 10 tonight. The liner puts his flag up. And that could almost be curtains for this game. This could almost be a 0-0 draw to end things.
Wouldn't have counted anyway, Tomo. But what about that save there? They get around him after that one. Obviously, wasn't he technically in play, but geez, that admiration there and getting that final save. Wow, just they will not yield.
Here's a chance now for Bentleigh. Good chance here, Dover, but Quinn in again. He's been phenomenal tonight in goals. Polyak. Ball goes out. It's St. Albans' ball. And you'd say almost that this is the final play of the game. And it'll be Jerry Monek to take the throw in. And the whistle goes. And it's a 0-0 draw. Who would have thought this? And St. Albans, well, the away trip has paid dividends for them because they take 1 point away from the reigning champions in the Bentleigh Greens. And a standing ovation from the Dynamo faithful. They're very proud of their men tonight. Clemo, tell us a little bit about St. Albans tonight because they were phenomenal for the 90 minutes.
Yeah, they were phenomenal and weathered the storm really well. And I'm just full of admiration for the way they played tonight. And I suppose if you're Nick Tolios, what do you ask of your team in Bentleigh Greens after that one? They had a lot of sort of just chances in that second half that just went a-begging. They found a way to mark up every single one of them. Then they'll be coming away tonight thinking how on earth they didn't win that. But got to give credit to St. Albans. Some great saves and some last-ditch defending. There was a clearance off the line in that second half. So for me, all hats off to St. Albans, and it will almost feel like a win for them.
Chris Kinnan was probably the best, you'd say, Quinnen. A couple of match saves. But again, just the solidness of St. Albans' back third is just something amazing. And Krunivisov, he's done very well to get this team into the position they're in right now. And well, St. Albans, like it or not, they're probably going to stay within the top four at the end of match week 4, which is really good for them. Nick Tolios' men, as you said, Clem, have had about 9 or 10 shots, good opportunities, just again could not put into the back of the net. As they get a rapturous applause from the Bentleigh faithful of what could have been. As we see the final score 0-0 here for this one. Who do you think won the battle of the sidelines tonight, Clem?
Oh, definitely Nick Tolios and his men. Just the amount of times, there was a couple of times that the referee had to run over and sort of have a bit of a talking to, but I feel that's easily Bentley's win.
They've done so well, Bentleigh. St. Albans have done so well in what they can. As St. Albans clapping to the fans who have come out in their droves. Well, Clem, all I'm going to say is thank you for tonight. It's been a pretty entertaining game to watch from go to woe, and who knows where both Bentleigh and St. Albans will wind up in the latter part of the season. But at the moment, St. Albans putting their stamp on the competition. 2 wins, 2 draws. 2 wins and 2 draws now for no losses. So they're currently up to 8 points at this point in time. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I don't think either of us would have picked that for the season, and hats off to them, and hopefully they can keep it going. And that's the real question, I suppose. Can they keep it going and make sure they don't sort of fall away? But at the same time, you look at Bentleigh, and do you sort of worry a little bit now, or do you sort of keep composed? That's the flip side question. But overall, well done to St. Albans tonight.
Well, that concludes the 1 of 6 games on the Friday night. We've only got one more game left for match week 4, and that's on Labour night, and that's the Eastern Lions taking on the Dandenong Thunder on behalf of Clement Tito. Clem, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tomo. Good calling with you as always.
It was a fun night as well. St. Albans didn't get the 3 points, but it felt like it. They get 1 point, so does Bentleigh. And on behalf of the entire team, Michael Thompson signing off from Kingston Heath with the final score being here. Bentleigh Greens 0, St. Albans 0. What a game we saw tonight here in Bentleigh.